Whew. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here as always. I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you guys are having a great Taco Tuesday. Been here working, of course, at the Red Brick House. And if you've been here for the last year that we've been working here at the Red Brick House, you've seen a lot of changes. And I tell you, it is nice because I'm sitting here right now. I've got my little teeny fire right here, which is ventless, of course. It's no fumes whatsoever, indoor fire. I got Joe Boo sitting right there here at the thing. I've got the TV on across the room here, and I'm watching the Dallas Cowboys game re-air on NFL Network. And just what came across was, you know, there's only a minute 45 left. And I remember watching this and in disbelief. I remember so many times we were Jason Garrett. What do you mean by Jason Garrett? We'd have leads and we still would be throwing the football like crazy. For example, playing the Green Bay Packers, we were up 26-3 at halftime against Matt Flynn, not Aaron Rodgers. In the second half, we threw the football more than the Green Bay Packers that were trying to catch up. If we had just run the football and even been unsuccessful, it would have run off so much clock, it wouldn't have been enough time for them. They would not have had enough possessions to come back. And so here it was. We have the football after an interception. We're up 17-13, and we just need to run out the clock. And we throw 3 times, especially the second one, 2nd and 14, we went for it all. Now I know what my man, what my buddy actually told me, Philip. He said, you know, Mike McCarthy likes to do things opposite of what you think they would do. Get away from the analytics. And the analytics would say, be conservative, run the football. And so he figured they won't think that we're going to throw the ball deep and we can just end this right here. Great in theory, but the reality was you ended up with an incompletion. Had you run the football, you could have taken off another 35 seconds off the clock, and the Lions don't, excuse me, on that second down, you would have been forcing them to take their time out, and then on third down, it ends up being you don't kick the field goal until after another 35 seconds or so is drained off the clock. Now, all of a sudden, the clock is ticking, and they don't have enough time to go to the field. They don't have any timeouts. That poor clock management is what kept them in the game. That and also the tripping call that was called on us when it was actually on the Lions. Be all that as it may, when you get into the playoffs, and actually in football in general, you cannot have mistakes like that. You have to be perfect. And this is the worry that we have with Mike McCarthy. But the thing I could say about the Dallas Cowboys is, through good times and bad times, it seems like this team has kept their faculties. We've seen how bad the Eagles have cratered from a few losses. They're at the point where they're saying that Nick Sirianni is coaching for his job. He's coaching for his job. He's lost the locker room. Players have tuned out. He doesn't listen to them. Allegedly, what they're saying is A.J. Brown and some of the players went to the coaches and say, hey, we got to do something different. Nick Sirianni and crew basically said, you're going to do what we tell you to do. And you think about some of the things that they've done. We've all assumed that Jalen Hurts is hurt. That's part of the problem with his play this year is he's been hurt. And because of turnovers, you do this humiliating drill where you got a guy. This drill is not helping anybody hold on to the ball. let's be clear here. When a guy comes up behind you, he's punching at that ball. They're trying to rip that thing out. That little stick with a glove on it, that's not even simulating what they're going to go through. To have your franchise quarterback that you just paid over $50 million a year literally hit the ground, and to see it on social media and everywhere is humiliating. It's kind of like what Nick Sirianni did to them in training camp, where he literally cussed out Jalen Hurts and made him do push-ups on the side. These ain't high school kids. You can't do that. These are millionaires, bro. I can believe he's lost the locker room there. You don't see that kind of stuff happen with the Dallas Cowboys and Mike McCarthy. He understands better than that. And I dare say that what Mike McCarthy wanted to do, as he put it out there, I just want to run the football. And you saw the results of the first 4 games or 5 games of the offense looking putrid. Seeing CeeDee Lamb kind of checking out. Seeing Dak Prescott flustered. They got together and they came up with a new plan. They fixed the offense. And now all of a sudden, you got CeeDee Lamb literally number 2 by 69 yards to Tyreek Hill. You see Dak Prescott with more TD passes than anybody else. Could you imagine if we were doing this offense, those first early games, the way they could have padded the numbers right now? Jeez. And it wouldn't be any doubt on who was the MVP then. But be that as it may, forgive me, I'm sorry. Be that as it may, the Cowboys have an opportunity because of the Eagles' failures. Thank you very much. And it couldn't happen to a team more than the Eagles of imploding, because they are some arrogant SOBs. I know I won't hear from any Eagle fans about that, because they're cockroaches who are loudmouths, bullies that only talk when they're winning. When they're losing, they don't man up. They run and hide. So I'm assuming I won't see any Eagle fans until next year. It's okay. It's all right. I will survive. In the meantime, Cowboys welcome home Lyle Collins. He's been signed to the practice squad, helping with some depth, and maybe he may end up having to play for us. I don't know what kind of shape he's in. He was cut earlier this year from Cincinnati, which was offensive line needy. I'm not sure why he didn't work out for him, but he is here in Dallas. Dalvin Cook has been released, mutually released. He went to the Jets and said, hey, can you let my brother go? I want to try and go to a team that has a chance to make the playoffs. And so they mutually agreed to do that. My question here is, should Zeke Elliott do the same thing? Should he go to Bill Belichick and say, hey, Bill, you know, I don't know if you're going to be here next year or not. I just don't know. The rumor has it that you're not going to be here. Can you help a brother out? And could we come to an agreement where I can get released so I can go to a team that's not ass? Maybe go back home to Dallas? Can you do me a solid on that one? I'm just saying. Work for Dalvin Cook? Couldn't it work for Zeke? Or is that too cray-cray? Maybe that's too cray-cray. So here we are. Oh. This is where I literally died watching the game. Watching the game where the Lions get the 2-point conversion. I was just like, oh, shit. I'm like, oh, shit. It's like, here we go. I'm going to hear all the crap. And then it was like, wait a minute, there's a flag? And it was like, there's a flag? And another. For those three times going for it. You know, this is where Dan Campbell, you know, we understand you're a tough guy. He's like Robert Conrad, you know, put the battery on. Knock it off. I dare you. I dare you. It's like, why would I knock off a battery off your shoulder? Well, why are you putting a battery on your shoulder? It's kind of stupid. Why don't I just punch you in the face? Okay, there you go.
So if he's going to be on the end of the line and be eligible, he needed to report as well. Wow. So that will back it up, and the Lions will have to do it again. You see Dan talking to him, and I can't imagine, you know, that.
Dan Campbell just went off on that thing.
Not reporting, because that would be stress throughout the week. That is hard to believe. Well, let me ask you this. Now that backs you up, do you kick the extra point?
This is where he really should have kicked the extra point. It was just like, here we go. Then Micah jumped offside. Like, oh, jeez. It's like, now we're moving the ball back up. Oh, jeez.
Some different report. He got the 2-point conversion. They threw the flag at the end of it. And now a flag on Parsons. This was big for Parsons came across.
That was just hard. Anyway. Cowboys got the win. They have the inside track for the number 2 seed. They have a chance to get Tyler Smith and Hankins back this week. The weather's not going to be bad for our tailgate. And yeah, and I'll be back home tomorrow working on that thing to get it together. So in the meantime, I need you guys to tell the people you love. You love them. Because you might not get the chance again, good people. And I love you. And I'm tired and I'm going to go to bed. God willing, I'll see you in the morning. And he's short. Cowboys win. Yay!